Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by texting 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets, 347-496-1022.
Let's go.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers? Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers. It's the numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now. You gotta make that change. I'm looking for the man in the mirror. I'm asking to make that change. I'm looking for the man in the mirror. Make that change. Women, you need to look for the woman in the mirror. Make your changes. What's up, family? How you doing? Your brother King Simon just passing through. No one can change your life for the better but you. I learned that the hard way years ago. First and foremost, want to say today is September the 16th. Big up to all those celebrating their Virgo birthdays along this route. Tomorrow is Brother Rich's birthday, so big up to Brother Rich. His birthday's tomorrow. If I don't come on, I might as well shout out Brother Rich. Tomorrow's his birthday. You know, and I think it's very important that all of us learn to look within ourselves. And now that you know yourself as adults, as long as you can have a phone and operate the phone on a high level, unlike children are still navigating and doing their things, but adults really do not have any excuse, really don't have any excuse. And I got this quote from Reverend Ike's book, The Science of Living. No one can change your life for the better but you. And it's a true statement on every level. That's a true statement. And just because I study numbers, that has been helpful. Astrology has been helpful. Cardology has been helpful. Tarot. And I have to admit, the religious organizations that I've been in since I was 14 years of age has been helpful. Whether it was the 5%, whether I went through Rastafari, whether I went through the Nation of Islam, whether I went through the Ansarullah community, every one of them has helped me. And whatever you've gone through in your life, every one of those experiences has helped you to become better in some way. And sometimes worse. Sometimes you can go down the road. I mean, you know, even the club life, growing up in a nightclub and also being a promoter and MC and party participant helped me to understand the psychology of people, because you have to take your experiences and learn from those experiences and be able to relate those experiences for the betterment of that experience. And I'm not against people going to the clubs. Let me make sure I'm clear about that. I'm not against people going to clubs to enjoy themselves and lounges and all that, respectfully. The things that I've seen in the nightclub, as far as that made me better, is understanding how man and woman relate to each other when they're under the influence of music, good music, under the influence of liquor and lights, because it's all psychological when you go into a nightclub. And those that have never been into one, believe me, it is all psychological. The whole club ambiance is set up to stimulate the psychology and stimulate the mind of everybody in there, so everybody in one time can enjoy the music that's played, the segments of music that's played, the smoking, the hookah, the drinking, the partying, you know, women in for free before a certain time, all of that. It's all psychological. So I know the psychology of a nightclub life or a club life. Back in the day, when you watch Malcolm X movies, or you watch old Italian movies, or you watch old gangster movies, there's a lot going on in the club. Even the sale of liquor, the sale of food, or the sale of drugs in the club, there's a whole psychological world on different levels. Some people go there to enjoy themselves. Some people go there to make money. And I'm saying this because that was one of the lives that I went down to make myself a better person, that I can discuss the club life or the disco life at a certain age, from a certain age up to now. I can discuss it. And did I have fun in it? Of course I had fun. I enjoyed girlfriends and friends and all that kind of stuff in the club life, you know, partying and dancing with 4 women at the same time. But each level of my life, and I'm sure it happens to you and has happened in your own way. Each level of my life has helped me to change the way I think. Each organization that I went through help me to change the way I think. Every friend that I ever dealt with, whether it's a girlfriend or whether it was a male friend that was a friend of mine, so quote unquote friends, they changed the way I think and helped me to either be better, you know? And although, you know, people may feel that it attacked the lower chakras in those type of spaces. In actuality, if you went in there with a conscious mindset, you know how to manipulate that space. Like the club owner who had a conscious mindset. Let me tell you, all the club owners have a conscious mindset. What would be the conscious mindset of a club owner? Business. So it allowed them to make millions of dollars. So there's different levels of the club life. You have the lower level, like somebody just posted about the lower chakras that it attacked, but it's also a business level that made people have millions of dollars or made millions of dollars. Why would Jay-Z open up a 40-40 club? Man is a multimillionaire. Damn, they're a billionaire. Why would he open up a 40-40 club as one of his streams of income? Think about that. It's about the business also. So I've rubbed shoulders with many club owners throughout New York. And each one of those club owners and promoters have taught me something about manipulating people to come and be a part of the celebration, because when you go to clubs, you go there to celebrate, whether you had a bad week or you had a good week, you enjoy. Sometimes you go with the girlfriends, you celebrating birthdays, you go with your boys, you celebrating, life. Somebody made it out of prison, somebody turned 21. It's a celebration. And because our people are a celebratory people, the club life was very necessary, because we've created clubs in little circles where we drum in circles. That's a little club life. You drumming and you dancing and women dancing while the men are drumming and the women dancing. That's a little circle of enjoyment. So club life just represents a circle of enjoyment, but it's multi-tiered, because you're renting a venue or you're owning the building. You have to bring in the liquor. You have to set up the lights. There's a sound system that has to be correct so the sound can bounce off of every wall. So there's people making money. And I'm prefacing this because the topic is no one can change your life for the better but you. And I can actually say that going through and being born in a club, my father was a club owner and a lounge owner, and my cousin took over, and me growing up in that vicinity, that way of life, so to speak, helped me to understand the importance of the celebration, the ceremony, the vibration of why our people are so compelled to enjoy music and enjoy the company of their friends. I used to throw a birthday party every year, and I would pack the house. And I'm in the club, I'm partying. I know I'm making money at the door. I know the bar is making money. The photographer is making money. I know the weed man is making money. Everybody making money. But I learned the lesson from everyone. That's why I don't do it no more. That's why, people want me to celebrate or do certain things. But it's hard to for a person like me to just go out there and just enjoy certain things, because I was used to the celebration of people coming together. And that's why I guess it was hard in my relationships to just go out with that woman and we just go and enjoy something by ourselves, because I grew up in a household that was just full of family, and then we threw parties every weekend. I grew up to just seeing the party attitude just weekend. So I had to develop myself to be able to enjoy the woman that I'm with, or enjoy the wife that I was with, or the girlfriend that I was with, because I used to take my girlfriends to the club, and we'll stand in the club. She getting free drinks all night. Her friends might be getting free drinks all night, and we chilling. But yet in those areas of the nightlife, in the nightlife. And I'm saying this to people that are in the nightlife too. And I'm not telling you not to enjoy yourself. Just go there, not only to enjoy, but learn the atmosphere and take what you learn and make yourself better. You might be producing certain parties or events. That's why I am very good at producing events. And as a matter of fact, next week I'll have Baba Ashra Kwesi. You'll see I'm a very entertaining MC. I'm a comedic MC, and I like to have fun with the audience before I do the libations. We prepping it. We doing all of that because I got that from the club life and the ambiance of the club and how to hook things up and make things look fun. So if you're coming out to the Ashra Kwesi event, please, by all means, make sure you get your tickets through Linktr.ee. And if you don't want to go through the surcharges, make sure you hit me up via text or DM that you want to come to the Ashra Kwesi. Remember, children 13 years and younger are absolutely free because I want them to learn, period. But let's get straight to the subject. No one can change your life for the better but you, because at the end of the day, no one can save you but you. A lot of people like Jesus saves, Muhammad saves, Moses saves, but at the end of the day, if you're not convincing yourself to follow Jesus, Muhammad, or Buddha, or any other thing, it won't happen because it starts with you. It starts with you. It starts with you. And once you realize that no one can change your life for the better until you mentally and spiritually really want that. And like I've said before in a few of my lives, that the heart and the mind have to work together. It's just like when you see Namor and the people from Atlantis, Namor in the movie Black Panther 2, they do this. They're doing this because this represents the heart and the mind unifying together. This represents the heart and the mind. When you see them do this, this represents the heart and the mind unifying together. Watch that movie, Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever 2. When you see Namor and his people do this, they're doing this because that represents the higher level and the lower level. The heart and the mind coming and becoming one. Understand that. When you see this represents a certain unification of the two hemispheres. That's why Wakanda Forever, when you did this, look at it. When you put them together, you're representing the two hemisphere of the body. And it's crisscross because the left rules the right and the right rules the left. Look at that. Look what it means. There's a meaning in all that you see. And there's other evolving meanings. But I'm just showing you what Namor did with his people underwater, because the body is water, the mind is run with water, the heart is run with water also. So when you see Namor and his people do this, they're representing the heart and the mind coming together. Heart and mind coming together. And that's what we have to do as a people in order for us to change, to become better. For you, you have to make sure your heart energy and your mind energy becomes one. And work that, and then make it become one. The unification of the spirit, the spiritual and the physical, or the intuition and the logic. The intuition and the logic. Big up to my son in the building, Prince. Remember, he has an event tomorrow, which I'll be popping up at, surprisingly, if once I can make it from upstate. I'll be, he's having a paint and sip event at Nicholas, Brooklyn. So make sure you hit up my son, Prince Imagine, and his beautiful Empress, Elizabeth. And I'll be there probably to say a few words and I might get on that paint, boy. I haven't painted in a long time, to tell you the truth. I might get a little sip and a little sippy and a little paint. But make sure my sip is water. I need water and paint. I'm good. But once again, family, no one can change your life for the better but you. And I don't care what religious organization, if you go down any spiritual organization, in order for you to accept the spiritual organization or the religious organization, other than being raised in it, even children rebel from certain religious organizations. All my children to this day is not under no Nation of Islam or the Nuwapians like that anymore. They have taken what they've learned, and I'm proud of that, and taken what they've learned from both the parents, whether I was there or not. They've taken what I learned and they study their parents, but they realize that at the end of the day, most of them realize it's up to them on what they need to do. I can't control my children's life. I never wanted my children to be like me per se, but I did want them to take the principles, the good principles, because wild principles was wilding. I was wilding back in my day. I'll tell you that, there's no lie. Once I left all those organizations, I went right back into the club to what I knew best because I was born in it. And like I said, I was able to write about it. That's why y'all should get my book, No Promotion is Bad Promotion. No Promotion is Bad Promotion. Just spell my name right. That's the name. But I remixed it. It's called No Promotion is Bad Promotion. All publicity is good publicity. Just spell my name right. It's on Amazon. It's on my Linktree, because you'll hear how I changed my life for the better by using the promotional tools that I gained over the years. I used promotion to better my life. And it has helped me to be able to produce some of the most greatest events throughout New York with the Dr. Sabi, the Dr. Africa, the Phil Valentine, the Queen of Four. It has helped me because I made up my mind that I was not going to be a part of the problem anymore and that I was going to be a part of the solution. And you have to make up your own mind. No one can change your life for the better but you. At the end of the day. And whether you're using numerovation, whether you're using astrologics or astrology, whether you're using tarot or cosmophysics, whether you're using any one of them, just remember those are little appendages that says, those are just little tools that says, I need this for this time so I can go where I got to go to take my mind and my heart in a direction. And whether you believe in a God or a Jah, or you believe in a male or female God, or you believe in an alien God, at the end of the day, you had to convince yourself to make that change so your life can be better. That's why Michael Jackson's song back in the 80s, Man in the Mirror, was so important to me. It saved my life before my son was born. He don't know that joint. That song came out in 1977, 1988, 1987, 1988. Before my first child was born. It saved my life. I was contemplating all kinds of stuff back in those days. I was in a community. I didn't feel that I was living my dream and my purpose under another man's organization who happens to be Imam Isa and Dr. York. I just didn't feel I was living my purpose. And so when I left, although that person that ran that community, Dr. York or Imam Isa in the 1980s, recorded my first reggae song, but he never put it out. But I always loved to sing, and I wanted to sing conscious music. And as soon as I left that community in 88, by 89, when my son was born, by that time, 89 after he was born, my first song came out called Black and White Story. And then, boom, I'm chasing my dream now. I'm going into the club. I'm going back in there and performing. I'm opening for Shabba Ranks. I'm opening for different people. I'm doing all kinds of stuff. Opening for Public Enemy. I'm growing in this thing. And you can be engulfed in this thing to the point that you forget your family. You're chasing your dream. And that's what I did. I honestly say I did lose a little footing with my family because I didn't incorporate them like I should have, like Puffy does with his family. He incorporated his sons and his daughters and everything in their family. Master P did in his family. And I didn't have that example because even Bob Marley, he incorporated his family, but he was going through a lot of stuff in his life too. And you know what I'm saying? But it's very important that we recognize those hard lessons and try to turn them into a blessing so your children and your children's children don't recreate what you did. So I can always, if my children are into entertainment or they're going down that road, I can always say, bud, son or daughter, don't do that, please. Learn from what your father, the bad or the negative of your father, don't go down that road. Believe me, you don't want to go down that road. I've been that road. I've been down that road to the point that majority of the women that I've had children with all came out of the club life, except my first wife, and except my last wife. But all the other baby mothers and probably one of the wives, they was in the club life. I met the majority of them. My children's mothers was all in the club life. You know, so because that's the life I was living. You only attract the people that you're in the environment with. And so when you're in that environment, you got to make sure if you attracting a woman that's in the club life and y'all willing to make the change together, then that's good. Because one thing, although I met my second wife in the club, she became Muslim. I left the Ansars in 88. I met her around 89 in Reggae Lounge in downtown Manhattan, and I was transiting into the Nation of Islam. So from there, 89 going to 90, I went into the Nation of Islam, and my second wife followed me, but she made up her mind to become a Muslim. To this day, she's still in the Nation of Islam. That means I gave her that connection, because she wasn't into all of that. Her family wasn't into all that. But she had to make that change for herself to this point that she became an official in the Nation of Islam up to this day. She's been a part of the Nation of Islam ever since. So, and our children was born in the Nation of Islam. Just like my first child was born in the Ansar or Allah community. So, and then my third wife is a Muslim. She's still Muslim. We never had children, but she's a Sunni Muslim. So all my marriages was connected to Islam or some type of religious discipline, which I realize now that I need somebody that's of a spiritual discipline. I can't just have any regular woman in the club, and because I don't last with them. I last better with people that have that type of spiritual discipline, not really religious, but more spiritual, and understand spirituality and understand my astrology and numerology, understand what I do. And you got to have people that really respect what you do. You can't deal with people because that won't make you better. And like I said, no one can change your life for the better but you. And then once you change your life for the better, then you will attract other better energies around you that will help you to climb the ladder to be even better than what you was 10 years. Because like Dr. B showed me, he said, yo, Dr. B Sirius said to me, he was doing a little therapy session with me, and y'all might be able to see that. You're going to see it on Billy Carson's show, on Billy Carson's network, when they released that Ask Dr. B. I was one of the second people to get interviewed on Ask Dr. B, or one of the first. And I laid on the couch at Billy's house, because that's where the set was. And y'all gonna see me cry, because Dr. B really got to my soul. Dr. B got to my soul when he says, put that person that you used to be over there, he says, and talk to him like a third person. Like, he used to do that. He was not a good father. He was not a good mate. He said, keep that, because you are different now than I was before. That's why one of my ex-girlfriends said, you're a better catch now than you was before. Yeah, Dr. B from Los Angeles. He lives in Georgia now. Dr. B said that, one of my ex said, yo, you're a better catch than you was before. Because I was chasing, I was womanizing, I was doing the bull crap. Oh, I had 7 women for 7 days of the week. And I can show you their names, numbers, and birthdays right here, right now, if I wanted to. That's the type of person I was. Then I was throwing parties. I threw pool parties. I threw phone parties. I threw sling parties. I threw bachelor parties. I threw bachelorette parties for people. I had dancers, strippers. I had all that. I was Mr. Party. Some of the guys, they're still doing that. I couldn't stay in that realm anymore. I got disgusted with what I was seeing with women and what we was doing to women back in the day. I got disgusted with that. I couldn't, because I knew I wouldn't do it to my mother, and I wouldn't do it to my own sister. And I wouldn't want it done to my daughters. I realized that. So no one can change your life for the better but you at the end of the day. But you have to have some type of heart and mind experience coming together to become one. You have to have some type of heart and mind experience coming together to become one, to love yourself that much and love the women in your family that much, or women loving the men in their family that much, not to go sell their bodies, I'd rather my daughters be on a pole on the train station going to work than be on a pole in that club. And believe me, I had some of the deepest conversation with some strippers. And some of these strippers back in the day wanted me to be their pimp. And I said, no, I can't pimp no woman, because I don't want you to owe me no money and have to beat your ass. I'm not into that. Did I watch the movies? Yes, I watched the movies. The Mac, I watched Superfly, I watched all those movies back in the day, but I just couldn't see myself laying hands on women just because of money and the bull crap. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't see myself doing that. And I could have went down that road. Women was giving themselves to little me. Women was doing that. I'm being honest. Cause it ain't no mystery that I was doing parties. People that know me, I was partying. I threw parties. You know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't do it anymore after a while. It got tired for me and my business partner. We got tired, we got older, and we got tired. Especially when you're doing swingers parties. Oh man. I wasn't a swinger per se, but I knew how to facilitate the venue for it. And what's so funny, man? I remember me and my partner. I won't put his name out there. Me and my business partner in the swingers world. We used to have a condo. We had a 4-bedroom condo, co-op condo downtown Brooklyn, not too far from the Barclays Center before it was built up. And we used to throw these parties. Cause he took me to one of the parties. Me and a girl went, and him and his girlfriend went that time to a party. And when I walked through that door and seen that I had to pay $50 for a couple, and there was $25 for single women, and I realized you can make money doing parties like that, Simon, my mind went like this. I said, yo, we can do parties. And I started galvanizing a whole team of women. I had 12 women part of my team to make sure we facilitated a good swingers party. I got them from the nightclub, friends of mine. I encouraged them. And the book that I do want to write, and I have to let it out because it's a compilation of all the people that I influenced. And now some of them are nurses. They've left that life and become nurses. Some of them are religious people. They entered the Hebrew life. Some of them are married with children. Some of them are doing great things in life now after we all left that life. Because once our swingers club left, a lot of them was not used to the decor that other people was carrying, because we had a very good decor, because I knew how to present a party. So I learned what I had to learn throughout my life and made my parties better. That's why people would come to us and say, yo, King, when you gonna have another party? And usually I throw parties once a month. Those type of parties I used to throw once a month, to the point that Michael Baisden shouted us out due to a friend of ours across in New Jersey that had their own swingers group, because we had the biggest, we had the 3 largest black swingers group in Jersey, New York, and Brooklyn. Jersey, Manhattan, and Brooklyn, I believe that was. So it was, that was the life that I lived. But those lessons in my life helped to change. Those lessons helped me to change my mind. And go back to the lessons of the Nation of Islam, and go back to the lessons of the Ansar, and go back to the lessons of the Rasta, and bring my spirituality back up. There was a time, family, that when I was coming back into the consciousness after leaving all those organizations, and I was in the club heavy, giving Nation of Islam brothers jobs now. I was giving Nation of Islam and Nation of Islam brothers and sisters jobs, doing security at different venues and clubs. I was giving them jobs because I respected what I came from that. When I left there in 95, I respected what I came from. But I remember, and this is the last point I'm going to make, because the topic is no one can change your life for the better but you. And I had to change my life from doing the madness of the club life and the swingers life and the bull crap. I had to change my life. I had to change my life. I had to make up my mind to the point, sometimes you could be in a life to the point that it choked you out like a noose around your neck, to the point you say, you know what, I don't like to be choked no more. Let me pull this noose off my neck and get rid of that life. And I changed it, and then I started promoting. And there was a time when I was in between the fence. I was promoting consciousness, and I was promoting the club life at the same time. Consciousness and club life. Consciousness and club life, to the point I knew I had to give up one of them. I could not. You can't serve 2 masters. That's the truth. You cannot serve 2 masters. That's the old saying in the Bible. You cannot serve 2 masters for real, for real. You can't serve 2 masters at all. Content disclaimer: the views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed.
On Saturday, September 23rd from 2 to 8 p.m. at the Alkaline Oasis in Brooklyn, Baba Ashraf Kwesi and Mira Kwesi returns to Brooklyn, New York after 4 years. Get your early bird tickets right now by texting 347-496-1022. Remember, they'll be teaching about the ancient history of Africa, Kemet, and also they're going to touch on Cleopatra. So get your tickets, 347-496-1022.
Let's go. Let's go.
Did you ever wonder if your birth date holds information about your destiny? Why you keep seeing the same number or several numbers?
Welcome to Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. I am your host, King Simon. Numbers are not here to control you, they're here to give you guidance. It's time for you to be able to read the numbers.
It's the numerovational session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now. Hey, this is King Simon. Remember, make sure you go to my website, kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com or Linktree at King Simon the Numerovator. Get all 4 of my books, and of course, that's the Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple, people are complicated. Numbers are simple, children's health is important, and no promotion is bad promotion. Just spell my name right. Make sure you get them now on all my links. That's kingsimonproductions.wordpress.com. Go now.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, numerovation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class